There's this moment when the needle goes in, but there's a moment when you're doing acupuncture where the needle touches something, and that is a nerve or something.
947.
Listen, I did something really interesting this past week. Now, remember how I was last week, guys, and my neck was tense and I was like stiff? I was
It was not a pretty sight. Let's not lie.
moving like a robot all of last week. Well, this week I decided, that's it. I'm going to go see someone about it. I think it was on Tuesday in the afternoon. There was not a single available chiropractor or physiotherapist in Sandton. Found someone that could see me the next day at 11. Went. I don't know what I was expecting. I feel like I got there and I thought it was going to be like Life Day Spa. Like, you're just going to get a massage.
And what happened?
Respect, firstly, to everyone that goes to physio. I got there, filled in my form, still very relaxed, okay? I'm just very hopeful. I'm about to get a deep massage, clearly. That's what this is about. That's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. Got into the studio, I guess. And the doctor was like, oh, you don't even have to get on the bed. Sit on the chair next to the bed, but put your head on the bed. Mm-hmm. Let me just examine what's happening, what I'm working with here.
Was that not a red flag?
No. I'm like, oh, so quick in and out. First, he's like, oh, your neck is swollen at the back. It's really swollen. Okay. He's like, what happened? I'm like, I think I slept just weird. I passed out on the couch, whatever. He was like, I guess we'll find out. Quick acupuncture. Let me tell you about... I have a real fear for needles. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't want to see them. It's just the real thing. So he was like, you won't be seeing them. Just keep your head down on the bed. You won't even know they're there. When a doctor says you won't know something is there, trust me, you're going to really know it's there. There's this moment when the needle goes in where you feel like, okay, I could feel that it was going through my skin. But there's a moment when you're doing acupuncture where the needle touches something inside. That what feels like that is a nerve or something. I have never cried like that with a doctor in my life. I was crying. There's something in such a baby who sees her. You know, when you're crying like this.
Yeah, it's BB Twan.
Oh no.
Like there's a death of a loved one. So this therapist is like, are you crying because of this?
You're crying while you have needles sticking out of your neck also.
Oh, there's something more. He was just like, are you okay?
What the heck?
Because why are you crying like this? I was crying so hard. I kept telling myself in my head, stop. And I couldn't stop. And then I was like, it's not the first time something like that happened. Anela once gave me her microblading lady. I went there to microblade. First session went well. Second session, I cried so hard I never went back. And now all of a sudden I'm like, what is happening in those moments that maybe I've needed a cry, a good cry. And it just came to me in that moment. You know what I mean? I cried a little too hard, okay, at my first physiotherapy session and the follow-up session. I cried. The first session I cried throughout the moment he started. And you know, like doctors are like also very smart. He didn't give me a lot of time to think about the option of acupuncture. While I was there, he was like, so we're going to do this now. And he was now doing it. And I thought, oh my word. Okay. So I cried the entire time. Follow-up session, I tried to be tough, but I cried.
Did heat packs not help, Mantsoe?
And during the crying, I was like, do your other patients cry? I was like, do other people cry? Because I felt like this is weird. Or maybe I'm crying for something else. Evans, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Talk to me about a time when you cried too hard at something. You felt like, I think there's something more here.
I was 2 months ago. I wanted to just watch a movie on Netflix. I was sitting there, and I was going through the movie. Saw the movie A Man Called Otto. And
What's the
I heard
movie?
about
What's the movie again?
A Man Called Otto?
Oh, I've heard about that movie. Talk to me.
Yeah, I only started watching it because I heard C. James talk about that movie on and on again on the radio. I'm like, okay,
Yes.
let me just see this movie and see how nice it is.
Oh, you heard someone talk about it on the radio.
Yeah, it was in Fizzy.
It was Msizi.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been
So-
Tando because Tando's the one that told me about it. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, so I started watching the movie, and up to a point, I just saw myself, tears started just rushing down and everything. I'm like, what's going on? I tried stopping, and as each scene passes by, the more I cry. I'm like, no, but I've seen sad movies, and I never cry in movies. And now here I am sitting crying.
The more you try to stop yourself, the more the tears were rushing down your face.
It was a lot.
Oh,
It was
man.
a lot.
Evans,
And I'm like, yeah.
if you up for another movie session that's going to give you some tears in your eyes, let me know. But I think you must watch I Am Sam. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite sad movies. Like if I need a good cry, I Am Sam. Okay. And have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were crying, and it was like, come on?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always crying for everything
You
and
are.
anything.
You are.
I watch videos, something sweet. I'm like there
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah.
The one thing that comes to mind, and everybody judges me, is there's a movie called Meet the Robinsons. It's an
Yeah.
animated movie, and every single time, without fail, it's a sweet ending.
Yeah.
There's no one in their right mind would be crying at the end of it.
At least that hard.
And I will sob to the point where I will honestly be gushing for air. It's bad. It is terrible. I'm just,
Can I tell you things that are too sweet as well for me? Like when I wake up in the morning and I'm like catching up on what's happening on social media, like old people, dogs,
oh,
I cry.
no, I think that's reasonable.
I cry with strangers all the time on social media.
947